Greetings, everyone. This is going to be a little rough and dirty. The casters we originally had lined up for this evening were not available, so I'm jumping in at the last moment. So I apologize for any glitches. We're going to slam through things a little quicker than normal. Tonight we've got North America Division B. Week 5 matchup, Potato Killers versus Clan Crossfire. Taking a quick look at the standings, I show Potato Killers 6th overall, Clan Crossfire 7th overall, 70 points versus 52. So this could change the order up for them, depending on how things play out. We'll see what happens. Now, as noted, I am slightly less prepared than normal, so we're not going to be doing the nice map ban through the fancy interface. Instead, we're doing it through the lobby at the moment. And as the teams sort that out, I will keep you up to speed. The map ban is for the last two drops of the evening. They get to choose between Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubelite Oasis, Terra Therma, and Viridian Bog. And quick check says we did get transcoding. Excellent. While we wait for them to sort that, the first drop brings us back to one of the classic maps. We're going to be dropping on Forest Colony or Frozen City Classic at night. Potato Killers start out by banning Viridian Bog. So that leaves Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubelite Oasis, Terra Therma. So Clan Crossfire returns with River being banned. So we're down to Alpine Peaks, Rubelite, or Terra. Just waiting to see what the Potato Killers opt for. Rubelite is the next to go. Alpine or Terra? Terra is gone, so we will be on Alpine Peaks for drops 4 and 5. But in the meantime, get that up. As noted, first we're going to Frozen City, night. This is a traditional full cap conquest. 5 cap points are in play. Potato Killers will be Team 1, Clan Crossfire will be Team 2. So we are waiting for Potato Killers to lock in first. Crossfire will then have the opportunity to take a moment to adjust if need be and lock in second. For this first drop, we bring out the big guns. Teams are allowed 575 to 625 tons for this drop. Start heavy and hard, then we start pulling the tonnage away when we go to drops 2 and 3. Alright, settings look good in the lobby. Alright, so while we wait for them to fire up, and again, thank you to the teams for being patient with me and holding off on launching till I could get in here with them. If you see these guys online, thank them for being cooperative so that you get to see this live. So as noted, 575 to 625 tons. Both sides are locked. Oh, I take that back, sorry. Potato Killers have locked. We're just waiting for Clan Crossfire to decide they're good to go. We will get this underway. And for those wondering, cheap and cheesy streamer tricks, yes, I do have the drop order printed out so I can see what's going on. And I've got PGI's spectator key mapping printed out because, you know, it stinks to forget this stuff midstream. So, let's get to it. The classic map is back. This is a fun, nasty little map, which keeps things entertaining by having this fun tunnel. You can shift around the map unseen. Both sides can utilize it. Typically, however, most of the action ends up around this dropship. Let's see how the sides play this out. For the potato killers, Team 1, starting back here in the corner. We've got Ebenjag, Mauler, Vulcan, Bloodass, Grasshopper, another Bloodass, Mad Cat 2, and a second Mad Cat 2.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Nightbird having to put it in reverse. You got the unlucky short straw draw to get the back cap.
We have Gamma.
So now we come over to Clan Crossfire. Commando, Annihilator, a pair of Mad Cats, Bloodass, Huntsman, another Bloodass, and a third Mad Cat 2. So Crossfire will not be using Mad Cat 2s any further after this drop. You're only allowed to use a given chassis 3 times. Vulcan gets initial visibility for the potato killers as to what Clan Crossfire is up to. So as I was saying, you're only allowed to use a given chassis 3 times over the course of all 5 drops. So Crossfire is using up their Mad Cat 2s right off the bat. Commando and Vulcan trading a little bit. Hell's doing a good job not overcommitting. Looks like he escaped that strike unscathed. Potato killers setting up further back in the city, trying to use terrain, going for distance control. That strike just came up to Way Too Sexy's toes. Might have curled him a little bit, but no actual damage. Meanwhile, Crossfire is slowly rotating along the ridge. They haven't quite crossed the dropship yet. Not ready to enter the city. Nico, Knives, already taking a little bit of damage. Bloodass throwing down the autocannon fire. Ragnar in the Mad Cat 2 DS so far has taken the brunt of the damage. Down to 64% already, but otherwise, trading seems to be fairly even between both teams. Now, what I don't see, these 2 lights are just content to keep check on each other. Almost seems like a waste to have them both just kind of sitting there staring at each other. The Vulcan is getting some shots in, but Fuzzy really isn't doing much other than just keeping him in check. Another strike coming in. That one connected. Alexander down to 51%. Ragnar's down to 40%. And he's backing off. Mando's deciding to show himself. Another strike due here. Way Too Sexy catches a shell. Nightbird catches a shell. Ragnar falling back, allowing some other mechs to share armor. 35% and still combat effective. What condition is that mech in? Not looking so hot. Another strike pummels Way Too Sexy down to 36% with some ATM help. And I suspect that pushed him into overheat. He's still waiting for that mech to warm back up. Ragnar, 20%. Lowell Barbecue with the blood ass, getting some lucky shots in. That ATM volley did connect. Meanwhile, Crossfire has started to push up with Fuzzy taking the lead, dropping right into the middle of him. Takes out Ragnar, who was pretty seriously hurt. Now he's going after Way Too Sexy, who is still not back online. I don't know if that's he's still bleeding heat or what. Fuzzy gets the back of Nightbird. Way Too Sexy is still not moving. We'll have to find out what the story is with him at the end of this match. Vulcan now, Upheld Manic, was not able to take Commando out. Fuzzy gets the blood ass of Ragnar. Now he's going after Yondu, as the rest of Clan Crossfire gets aggressive and pushes into the city. Caps are dead even. Each side controlling 2 cap points, so they don't really have to worry about that. It's just mech on mech action at the moment. Commando finally drops, but too little too late at this point with only 3, now 2 potato killers standing. Cheekies is gonna be next. Down to 39%. He's facing 2, now 3. Ball Barbecue gets credited with the kill. Hell's Manix in the Vulcan now has to figure out what the heck he can do at this point, facing 7 mechs. And the answer is he can die gracefully. So, bit of a slow start. And that turned into a decisive win by Clan Crossfire when they ultimately pushed. Here are your quick stats. Now, let's see if we can give you some pretty stats while I jump into the lobby with the team. So, we are now going to move on to boring old modern Frozen City. The tonnage is going to drop. We're going to 350, 375 tons. We're also taking away lock-on weapons. So no ATMs, no LRMs, no streak SRMs. Dumbfire only. Looking at the stats on the Potato Killer side, Yondu in the Mad Cat 2, 472 damage. He was the top damage for the team. Team damage numbers are nice and low, we'd always like to see. Damage was actually fairly evenly spread across the board for the Potato Killers, but it just seems like they were not able to work the city position to dominate the trades. Meanwhile, Clan Crossfire, you have Captain Cat and TK87, both with over 700 damage. Fuzzy in the Commando at 675 damage. And a fairly decent spread from there. Clearly, they were winning trades. They were dropping much more effective strikes. And ultimately, that was allowed them to weaken the Potato Killers enough so that when they did push over the ridge and into the city, they were able to mop them up fairly quick. Fuzzy and the Commando in particular, very effective at taking out damaged mechs in that evil little Commando. But to do so, they used up all of their Mad Cat 2s, 2 of their Blood Asps. So they've lost some of their heavy hitters for later in the match. We'll see how that impacts the gameplay. So, as noted, update the map. We are now flipping to Domination on modern Frozen City. currently waiting for the potato killers to lock in. I'll do that. I'm going to take a quick look at chat. Excellent. Chat is active. You guys know how to play the game. And thank you for catching that mistake, Vexus. I'm going to turn those inappropriate logos off for the moment. I apologize to the teams for showing the wrong logos. Thank you for pointing that out to me, chat. Again, I apologize. This is last-minute production on my part. I normally don't like to do things this way, but we had mech action. You needed to see it. So, potato killers have locked in. Just waiting for Clan Crossfire to settle in and lock in themselves. Looks like we've got a little bit of change up in their roster. So we'll see a couple new names this time around. Hopefully we'll see potato killers able to be a little bit more aggressive this time. Win some more of those trades. Hopefully avoid the devastating strikes that hit them pretty hard that first match. See if Domination plays into their playstyle a little bit better. So here we go, drop 2. Frozen City, Domination. After this, as the teams flip themselves around, we'll give away a mech bay. Most of you have figured out how to get into the giveaway. Be active in chat. Keep it up. Alright. Here is the domination point we will be fighting over. If you're looking at the minimap, do not trust the circle's perimeter on the map. I've been noticing lately that it seems to be a little off on some maps, so once again, we will look at Team 1 first, Potato Killers. We've got a Flea, Thunderbolt, Hunchback 2C, Piranha, Roughneck, Evan Jag, Warhammer, and another Piranha. Piranhas and Fleas should be a evil combination. We've got speed, especially with the mask on that Flea, and the Piranhas are just evil if they're allowed to get in close, especially if you've got any open components. Crossfire spread themselves across all 3 dropships. We are packing a pair of Crabs, a pair of Wolfhounds, Warhammer, Piranha, Warhammer, and a Phoenix Hawk. Both teams have slowly set themselves up where they want to be. It looks like Potato Killers want to stay at a distance, sending Relexander in to be their sole person contesting the circle. The lights for Crossfire gone right into the circle and are not really worried about Potato Killers doing any distance trading on them. Meanwhile, the mass for Crossfire has moved up into the city. If I remember correctly, this should be Fox Line, if I remember my map correctly. But their firing line, I think they're now realizing where Potato Killers are. Their firing line was more set up looking at the circle as opposed to forming a line to go against Potato Killers' actual mech positions. Piranhas or Potato Killers sitting occupying the circle. Crossfire's lights wandering around. drawing a little bit of laser fire, but meanwhile, Crossfire's mass is slowly continuing its trudge through the upper city. Got strikes going in. That one's not going to connect. Didn't quite see where that one landed. Looking at the damage numbers, 87%. So I'm going to say Way Too Sexy did collect some of that strike. And the lasers indicate that Crossfire and Potato Killer's lines are meeting. More strikes on the far flank. Yondu dropping down because the lights for Crossfire have left the circle and are looking to get into the flanks of the Potato Killers. Captain Cat getting brave, dropping down in there, but the Piranhas are coming in to answer. Captain Cat is legged early. This is gonna be a bit rough for Crossfire losing a light that quick. Meanwhile, Relexander and Steelwater trading up here. Steelwater is legged. So both Wolfhounds are out of the equation for Clan Crossfire. I'm sorry about the hitching there, folks. I'm not sure what's causing that at the moment. My machine normally does not have issues. But at the moment, this is going fully for Potato Killers. Dennis Koo is going to be the last standing, and not long for this world. Legged, getting circled by a Piranha as large lasers pick him apart. And that's it. Potato Killers received the Crossfire push and rejected it very effectively by getting rid of the two lights early on.
Command is happy to hear of your success and achievements on the surface.
Crossfire had no choice but to shove in hopes that they could wipe Potato Killer's mass, but were unable to do it. So, Potato Killers strike back. There's your quick stats. There's your detailed stats. I am going to drop into lobby with the teams for a moment. Do some quick bookkeeping. Then we will jump into a giveaway. Okay, while they get themselves sorted, looking at the numbers, the damage numbers really do tell the tale on this one. Clan Crossfire was able to initially get some lucky strikes in on the Potato Killers, again showing that they can place those very accurately, but that just wasn't enough. A slightly overzealous Wolfhound caused Crossfire to lose one light early on. They very quickly lost the other Wolfhound, at which point Potato Killers had dropped down into the valley and received the Crossfire mass with no real concerns. Were able to rip it up fairly effectively. So you see 300 points of damage pretty much across the board for potato killers, whereas only one Clan Crossfire was able to break 200. As promised, let's give away a mech bay. Andy Tool says there's 82 of you in here, either active or bots. Let's see which one of you is getting something. Okay, so the way this works. Hangman69. Whisper Curlon TV via Twitch. And I will send you a code for a free mech bay. If you don't message me, I don't give you a code, and eventually it goes back in the pool, someone else will get it. If you don't know how to whisper in Twitch, just ask in the channel, someone will walk you through it. In the meantime, potato killers are now going to be Team 2 as we drop again on this map, same setting as before. Clan Crossfire will be Team 1. And we're just giving the teams a chance to get back in lobby. There is Clan Crossfire. So, as Clan Crossfire is Team 1 now, it is on them to arrange themselves and lock first. And it looks like they've got their plan pretty much sorted already, as I see a bunch of them go ready. So, let's actually what we saw on that was potato killers initially set up on this ridge. Crossfire went to push into the city. Ultimately, they rotated in this way, pushing potato killers down into this valley, which potentially could have been a good tactic. They also had their lights, Crossfire that is, push in around the other side as a flanking maneuver, but they got a little, I think there might have been some miscommunication or a little lack of coordination. One light went in solo, got ganked. Second light then quickly got ganked again, leaving Crossfire down to a solo light. At which point, potato killers were able to mash them when Crossfire tried to push into their position anyways. Did not work out so well for Clan Crossfire that time around. So, series is tied 1-1. I can see you watching that map going, that screen going, is this going to be a radio cast? it is not. So as noted, series is tied 1-1. Both teams have managed 9 kills. That puts us back on Frozen City. Sides have been swapped. Just waiting now for the mechs to drop in. Let's see how this plays out. So, as Clan Crossfire is team number 1, let's look at them first. We have a Commando, Arctic Wolf, Linebacker, another Arctic Wolf, Wolfhound, Linebacker, Arctic Wolf. So, Clan Crossfire likes burning their chassis options in individual drops. So from this point forward, they will not have access to Linebackers or Arctic Wolves. And we have a hold. So apparently TK-87 is a disco. He's on autopilot. Running man, and okay. So, wait for that pilot to come back. Meanwhile, they're just gonna play through it. Okay, so, looking at the potato killers. We've got Nebbenjag, Piranha, Roughneck, Hunchback 2C, Thunderbolt, Pair of Fleas, and a Warhammer. That's gonna hurt when you've got a discode mech and your strike still comes up short. TK-87 slowly getting peeled apart. Meanwhile, Clan Crossfire has very quickly pushed through the city. Potato Killers were very quick to get up on this ridge. So, see what happens. Potato Killers are backing up. They're going to force Crossfire to come into them. Crossfire with the first kill. Fuzzy taking out the flea by getting legged in the process. Steelwater's coming in to give him some help. Alexander's starting to get beat up. Ragnar brings some mass to the fight. Cheekies takes out... Well, I think Fuzzy in the Commando might be legged. He is. Alexander's going to pounce on that. Meanwhile, Crossfire has shoved into Potato Killers again. Apparently they are unperturbed by the last match results of doing that. Way too sexy and the Thunderbolt is isolated. Ragnar is not able to keep Crossfire off him. Yondo isolated. Went a bit better for Crossfire that time. Strike just missed. TK-87, who somehow is survived and is back in the fight. Caster's Curse, I said his name. Steelwater legged and down. Arctic Wolf, solo, manages to take out the Hunchback. Nico gets a kill, so it is one mech remaining for the Potato Killers. As a linebacker, suspect is just going to park in the circle. Let the clock do its thing. Alright, Hell. Circle has started ticking. You've either got to get a shot in on someone, or get in that circle yourself. He gets in the circle, trying to avoid the Arctic Wolf. Pushed out of the circle again. Play ring around the circle. Crossfire doing a good job keeping their mechs grouped up so that Hells cannot get a one-on-one fight. And that might have been a leg. That was. So this is not going to take much longer. Flea surviving more than I would have expected for direct fire, but Nikoro finishes the job. Clan Crossfire with the win. Bit of a messy start due to the disconnect. But this time, the aggressive push from Clan Crossfire paid off. Alright. So, looking at the numbers. The Clan Crossfire didn't really have impressively higher damage numbers overall than the Potato Killers that match. Nikoro with high damage at 468, and then 3 mechs over 200 for Clan Crossfire. On the Potato Killers side, Ragnar at 386, 3 other mechs above 300, 2 above 200, so I think if you total it up, Potato Killers actually did more overall damage, but they apparently were not able to focus it as well to convert that into kills quick enough. So, excellent job by Clan Crossfire turning that around. Scoreboards have been updated. As you can see, Potato Killers have 1 drop 1, Crossfire has 2 drops. So it's still anyone's series. So now we go to Alpine Peaks, which was the result of the map ban at the start of the match. Tonnage goes up to 480 tons. This is full conquest again. And lock-on weapons are allowed. So unlike the other drops, there is not a minimum tonnage. However, teams are limited to a max of 3 mechs in any given weight class. So as fun as it is, you will not see an 8 light drop rushing across the map. For drop 4, we do not switch sides. So Potato Killers will be Team 2, Clan Crossfire will be Team 1 for this drop. We will then flip teams, at which point I will do the second mech bay giveaway. And we'll see how things go when the teams have a chance to try things from the other side. So take a quick look at chat, see what you've been up to. And I see Hangman69 did message me. Excellent. So, once this is all said and done, I will get you a code via Whisper for a mech bay. Thank you for following instructions. Alright, so our teams are... Well, we've got 8 on both sides, so that's a good start. See, we're again shuffling pilots a little bit on Clan Crossfire's side. And just waiting for Clan Crossfire to lock in. And be a moment while they get the lobbies set up. So, seeing as I have a moment, I am not going to make Hangman wait. He gets his Mech Bay code now. That does not mean that you get to run off, redeem it, and go play Mech Warrior instead of watching the rest of the matches. So, congratulations to you. And I'm liking the discussions in chat. Okay, lobby settings have been adjusted. Thank you to the teams for running your own lobbies this evening. Again, my fault for being unprepared. Thank you for muddling through this with me. So, while we wait for them to get sorted, Alpine Peaks. Fairly popular map so far this series. It works well if you've got a team that can do effective distance trading. There are lots of ridges and high points you can set up on that give you good visibility for 3 or 4 cap points, with Gamma being the odd one off in the back corner. If you see a team bothering to send a mech around to Gamma, expect them to be trying to play a full cap game. If they skip Gamma, good side's possibly going to be more of a brawl. We'll see what happens. Clan Crossfire has locked in. It's now on Potato Killers. I suspect they're going to lock fairly quick as well. But interesting to see what happens. Okay. Potato Killers have declared ready. Instead of trying to guess what's going to happen, we can just go see for ourselves. At the moment, Clan Crossfire has a 2-1 match lead. We'll see if Potato Killers can respond. They still have a chance to win the overall. To do so, they've got to win from both sides of Alpine Peaks. So yeah, we're going to put this in fast forward. Gamma, the odd cap point. Out in the middle of nowhere. Be interesting to see if either team bothers investing the time to have a mech get out here and cap it. So, Clan Crossfire is Team 1. We'll take a look at them first. Supernova, Hunchback 2C, Supernova, Hellbringer, Commando, Dragon, and Irby. Apparently they didn't decide to bring 3 of something. On the Potato Killer side, Osiris, Hellbringer, Warhawk, Osiris, Hunchback 2C, Shadowcat, Stalker, Brawler. That sounds like they want to do trading.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Now, meanwhile, Potato Killers did send Nightbird off to touch Gamma. So it looks like they're going to do Kappa Gamma and hope that they can trade
Resource point Gamma. Resource point Theta is ours.
before trade down Crossfire mechs before the caps go against them. Crossfire is going to be able to get Epsilon Theta Sigma. Start the clock going against Potato Killers. That strike somewhat effective. No massive damage.
Resource point Sigma.
Crossfire not setting up to trade. The 2 Supernovas trudging along, maybe going to get on that hill. Hellbringers paired up, so apparently the buddy system is the call for the day on Clan Crossfire. ER larges, so they are going for trading as well. However, they're doing so with a 3 cap. Nah, they're not going to be able to maintain the 3 cap as Ragnar is going to flip Theta for the Potato Killers. However, that strike is not going to do him any favors. 72%. That hurt. Cheeky's in the Shadowcat getting a little brave, jumping up. That strike catches Yondu, dropping him to 72%. At the moment, Potato Killers are not looking good health-wise compared to Crossfire. Trades are not going their way. Crossfire has fully committed to these hills. Ineffective strike by Potato Killers. Nikoro catching some fire as he crosses in his dragon. St. Paul down to 38% in his Hellbringer. He needs to get on the other side of that hill quickly. The rest of the team is leaving him out to dry,
Resource point Theta
pulling
is
back. Crossfire is able to get Theta back on their side, allowing them to get the 3 cap. Fuzzy in the Commando. That strike was effective for the Potato Killers. Fuzzy down to 57%, and he is going nuts, charging right into a 3v1 with Potato Killers. Hells overheats. Commando is not able to get the kill shot on him, however. St. Paul finally drops, as predicted. Fuzzy goes down, 3 versus 1. Even in a Commando is not a good fight. Yondu out in the open gets ripped. Cheeky's in the Shadowcat now, trying to get behind the hill. Potato Killers have lost some of their weight. Crossfire has lost one of their lights. They're also now heavily spread. Hell's down to 38%. Ragnar, 40%. Nightbird, 65%. Gonna try and flip Sigma.
They've taken Epsilon.
That's gonna give them a temporary 4 cap. My concern, however, Clan Crossfire's mass is coming into the bulk of Potato Killer's mass. This is going to be a 4v3 once 5v3. They got lucky that strike did not connect on the Potato Killers.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Trade mechs, and now it's starting to turn against the Potato Killers as Crossfire crests the hill. Garnering some kills. Way Too Sexy is the current focus. 37% and down. Cheekies is going to be next as Crossfire rounds the corner, leaving Relexander in an unhappy spot. He is continuing to go against Dennis, but now his back is going to get ripped up by Crossfire. This leaves Nightbird left in the Osiris, legged. And that's it. 443 to 561. Crossfire now needs to counter the cap points. They should have the time to do it. They've got 1 mech, 2 mechs going to Sigma. They have the Irby. Kappa is going to get decapped by Steelwater. So they're going to be able to pull this off. But it's going to be close.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Epsilon's about to be decapped.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Saved from having to walk to Gamma. And if you don't recognize the name on that Irby, that is the gentleman that's been doing the Incoming Missile podcast. Look it up on YouTube. He's been doing weekly overviews of what you've been watching. So, there are your detailed stats. Teams are going to flip again. So after I do the stats, we'll do a second Mech Bay giveaway for the night. And then we will go into the final drop. At this point, Clan Crossfire has 3 wins. So, they've won the match. However, Potato Killers can still recoup some points if they can dig out a win in this last drop. So they're not completely out of it. Actually, looking at the overall points, that's what Potato Killers need to do, is just drag this out for some points to stay ahead of Clan Crossfire. So meanwhile, looking at the stats, Clan Crossfire had DK87 at 555 damage, Nikoro, Captain Cat, both doing more than 400, along with XK. And 300, 200. Good damage spread across the board. For the Potato Killers, 1 mech at 541, way too sexy in the Warhawk. 2 mechs at 300, Nightbird and Alexander, and damage trails off from there. Just didn't win their trades. They had the cap game going, but didn't have the stamina to keep it long enough. 750 to 658. It wasn't necessarily a guaranteed thing that Clan Crossfire was going to be able to get the decaps in time. Had they been any longer in killing off the last of Potato Killers would have been able to win this on points. Right, so, in the meantime, let's give some stuff away. I'll pull the giveaway tool up here. Last we looked, we had 82 active people. We're now up to 105 active people and bots. Excellent! Let's see which one of you wins a mech bay. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name because no matter what I do, I'm going to butcher it horribly. But I can see you active in chat. Fairly certain you know how to whisper on Twitch. Whisper curl on TV. Collect your mech bay code. By doing so, you will collect the last code I have in my inventory. So get to it. Meanwhile, the teams have flipped. Just waiting for everyone to lock in, and we will get drop 5 underway. To review, Potato Killers have only won 1 out of the 4 drops so far. Clan Crossfire has gotten the other 3. Looking at the kills, Potato Killers with 17, Clan Crossfire with 25. Crossfire has officially won the match at this point. Now up to Potato Killers to claw back some points to stay ahead of Clan Crossfire in Division B overall. Potato Killers are the first to have to lock in. Looks like they're fairly close to that. So as noted before, drops 4 and 5 are 480 tons lock-on weapons are allowed. The only restriction we put on the teams, and there's the lock, given weight class can only have 3 mechs in the drop, so no 8-man light rush, unfortunately. Just waiting on Clan Crossfire to... Okay. So, another thing I'm going to point out is my role at the moment is as a shoutcaster. So, I'm covering the match. I've got the rules in front of me, but I'm not playing ref. I'm going to leave that to the teams. But, you know, if you just saw from the lobby view, Potato Killers called ready and they're shifting mechs around. They're not supposed to move mechs after calling ready. So, that's... Okay, Crossfire spotted it. So, let's look at the rules to see how that situation officially is supposed to be handled, but Crossfire is aware. Well, I'll let them sort that themselves at the moment. Again, I'm just the announcer. I'm not a referee. Nothing I say is official. So we'll see how Crossfire wants to handle it. So far, both teams seem to be fairly easygoing with things not quite working to plan. Between me being late to streaming, we had the runaway linebacker on autopilot. It took W to win, far too serious. Now we got this mild shenanigans, so hopefully locked for real this time. Okay. I see smiles in chat, so everyone is being good-natured. I like seeing that. One thing that's nice with MechWarrior Online, despite the copious amounts of salt that you'll see on the forums, you'll see on Reddit, the teams themselves, sportsmanship has been excellent. Even at the World Championship level, when you're at MechCon, your team is behind, under pressure, stress is everywhere. Even then, I got to see excellent sportsmanship amongst the players. Coming from some other sports, that isn't universal, so I really like seeing that. Meanwhile, let's do this last drop. We'll go park over Kappa for... Well, actually, no, let's climb the hill. Give ourselves a nice view of the surroundings. Okay. Team 1, Potato Killers. They're bringing a Shadowcat, Warhawk, Battlemaster, Osiris, Stalker, Osiris, Hellbringer, and Hunchback. Looking over to Clan Crossfire, we have a Vulcan, Piranha, Battlemaster, Hellbringer, Vulcan, Hunchback, Battlemaster, Battlemaster. Again, burning all mechs in a chassis, given chassis type in one drop. As you can see, Team Battlemaster here is slowly approaching the ridge. We're gonna head over to Gamma. So Potato Killers send Nightbird to do Overwatch on Gamma. We've got the Vulcan for Crossfire. Thought he was going to get a back cap. Don't think he was expecting Overwatch. Meads or ER Meads at that distance are just scratching. The Nightbird isn't really doing much other than just preventing the cap from occurring. Isn't actually damaging. But meanwhile, he's got to watch out because we've got a Vulcan and a Hunchback that potentially are able to give Overwatch on him. And is that Vulcan going to make a mistake, or is he going to be able to jump jet and stay on He's falling, and okay. He did not drop into the gamma trap. So Vulcan is gonna chase down Nightbird a little bit. So they trade medium lasers. We've got a second potato killer mech swinging into position. Looks like we got hunchback on hunchback action. Crossfire was eventually able to finally flip Gamma into their favor once Nightbird was forced back. Hell's at 75% already. His hunchback not looking so hot, taking back shots from XK. Crossfire initially getting the aggression. These two Vulcans doing a decent job pushing back potato killers. However, this is now 3v2. They wisely decide not to step into that just yet. Meanwhile, over at Sigma, we've got the Brothers Battlemaster, along with TK-87 and the Hellbringer, taking what shots they can, while the Piranha hides in the corner, avoiding getting shot while trying to flip Sigma.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
And there, he's got it, and he's sticking around to make more of a cap out of it. As long as he doesn't catch a stray strike, that's not a bad idea. Apparently Captain Cat was the odd duck of the Battlemaster brothers, off on his own hill. St. Paul at 53% in his Hellbringer. He is not winning his trades. But he's continuing to look. Moving to a different position. Cheekies in the Shadowcat still at 80%. Combat effective. Nightbird 62%, Ragnar 94%, so surviving. Crossfire at this point, 4-cap lead, and mechs positioned all over the map, giving them overwatch just about everywhere. And they've effectively shut the potato killers down. They're only able to hold on to Epsilon at the moment and not really make an effective push for any other cap point. So way too sexy, focusing on these Clan Crossfire Battlemasters. I think he's occasionally catching back shots from the Clan Crossfire mechs up on the hill. That was Captain Cat. Took down one of the 3 potato killer trading mechs here. St. Paul and the Hellbringer. He was sub 35% last we looked, so doesn't surprise me that he was the first to drop. Cheekies decides to push up, spotting that 2 of the Crossfire mechs have shifted away from the hill. Is able to get Sigma flipped and is getting cheeky, pushing on Nicaro. Throws up a UAV. Elsmanic is able to take out XK. Crossfire loses a hunchback. TK-87 takes out Alexander. Way Too Sexy pops himself in the Warhawk, overheats. Nightbird in the Osiris is able to score a kill. Steelwater, I suspect, is legged. And is facing a 2-on-1. And Gamma has been decapped. Potato Killers are in this fight. They're down 3-2, mech-wise. Oh, but looking at the ticket count, this is going to be a case of too little, too late. Crossfire has 700 tickets in, with Theta and Kappa very secure. Cheeky's down to 34%. Gets ripped up in the back. They're going to win this on tickets. Potato Killers, despite starting to make some gains at the end, it's going to be a case of too little, too late. Ragnar legged.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Yondu and Hell's Mannix is not in a position to get the job done. Match goes to Clan Crossfire. So, there's your detailed stats. Do the last scoreboard update. The match ends 4-1, Clan Crossfire's favor. 29 kills to 20. So kill count wise, it was not a blowout for Clan Crossfire. Potato Killers was able to get some kills, win a drop, but they just weren't quite able to put it together in enough of the drops to claw out a win. But they did at least put some points on the board. Looking at the numbers, Potato Killers, Cheekies in that Shadowcat, doing 469 damage, but no kills. Alexander, 423 in the Stalker, and again, no kills. So they've got pilots that can do damage, but they just weren't able to single out a Clan Crossfire mech, enough Clan Crossfire mechs to turn those damage into kills. Looking on the Crossfire side, Captain Cat, 488, XK, 430. So, moderate damage, but again, it was not an 8-kill sweep for them. So, Potato Killers were able to share armor somewhat decently. What Clan Crossfire did, however, do very effectively was map control, allowing them to win that on tickets. So, Potato Killers 1, Clan Crossfire 4. That was your Week 5 Division B North America matchup. I believe we've got... So, I don't know who's lined up to stream what yet, but we do have 3 matches scheduled for tomorrow. We have RJF Erie versus Majestic 12, Aces Wild 3rd Battalion versus the Smoke Adders 505th, and The Answer versus Smoke Adders 373rd. So hopefully we'll have people getting those streams up for you so you can see that live. And then we start our Week 6 matches. For Week 6, you're going to see Forest Colony Winter Classic and Grim Plexus. And for divisions that have a Week 7, you're going to see Frozen City Classic Day Version and Forest Colony. So as always, I'm Curl on TV. Hope you had a good time. Look forward to doing more drops with everyone. Have a good evening.